What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school, plus all those memories that are on the line too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Texas.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Everybody to Patriot Park here on the campus of Eastview High School for tonight's playoff softball game. And what a night as we come into this one with a battle between the Eastview Patriots and the Canyon Cougarettes. The Cougarettes come into the ball game. We'll take a brief timeout. Be back in just 1 second. Back after a little bit of technical difficulty there as they introduce the starting lineups for the two teams. The visiting team here in game number 1 of this best-of-3 series is the Canyon Cougars. The Cougarettes come into the ballgame representing District 26 in 5A, a district record of 14-2, an overall record of 21-2. They come in the second seed in District 26. Behind Dripping Springs. The battle tonight here with the third place finishing team, the Eastview Lady Patriots out of District 25 5A. The starting lineup, leading off, playing right field, number 10, Haley Vestal. Batting second, playing left field, number 8, Hannah Crow. Batting third, playing center field, number 14, Catherine Kuhn. Batting fourth and playing catcher, number 5, Kaylin Cordero. Batting fifth, playing in the designated player spot, number 4, Hannah Combs. Batting sixth, playing second base, number 15, Haley Carmona. Batting seventh, playing third base, number 9, Andrea Gutierrez. Batting eighth, playing first base, number 2, Taylor Richter. Batting ninth, playing shortstop, number 20, Kenley Nizer. And your flex player, the pitcher, number 7, Bella Mitchell. The head coach of the Cougarettes, Kevin Randall. Assistant coaches Jessica Beatty, Taylor Rogers, and Nick Olvera. The starting lineup for your East View Patriots. Head coach Carrie Wright, assisted by Pete Moreno and Desiree Moreno. The starting lineup, batting first, playing shortstop, number 1, Kristen Maldonado. In the number 2 slot, the center fielder, number 9, Ariana Vidalis. Batting third, playing second base, number 16, Carrie Sanford. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 34, Michaela Wesley. In left field, batting fifth, number 2, Kaylin Westbrook. In the sixth spot, the right fielder, number 24, Gabby Cabrera. Hitting seventh and catching, number 6, Angel Rodriguez. Batting eighth and playing first base, number 4, Kaylee Moses. And batting ninth, the designated player, number 3, Emery Aguilar. In the circle for the Patriots, number 10, Bethany Garrett. Additional players for the Patriots, number 17, Liana Andana. Number 5, Bella Diaz. Number 15, Isabella Guajardo. Number 18, Isabel Severson. And number 11, Paley Wooten. The Cougarettes come into the ball game wearing black pants with red piping and the red jerseys with black lettering, white numerals outlined in white and black. The Patriots in the home whites, white pants, white jerseys, navy blue numerals and lettering outlined in red. And we'll take a brief moment here, be back after the start or the national anthem, and have the first pitch of tonight's ball game. You're listening to Lady Patriots Softball on SHN Sports. Back here at Patriot Park for the ball game between the Patriots and the Cougarettes. The Patriots warm up here for the top of the first inning. The Cougarettes line up Vestal, Crow, and Kuhn. The middle third, Cordero, Combs, and Carmona. And the bottom three, Gutierrez, Richter, and Nizer. Defensively for the Patriots in the outfield, Westbrook in left, Vidalis in center, and Cabrera in right field. Wesley at third, Maldonado at short, Sanford at second, and Moses at first base. And the battery behind the plate, Angel Rodriguez, and in the circle, senior Bethany Garrett. Didn't think this game was going to go on. The rain seems to dying off here, finally, on the campus of Eastview High School here in Georgetown. As the Patriots get ready and Rodriguez fires the ball down to second base. We'll get ready to go here at Patriot Park. It's an all-turf field. Green turf in the outfield, brown turf on the infield. Down the left field line. Fence 200 feet away, 190 feet down the right field line. And in straightaway center field, it is 230 feet away. So in steps the right fielder, number 10, Harley Vestal. The leadoff hitter will bat from the left side. Vestal will step in here against Bethany Garrett. Garrett gets the sign and delivers the first pitch of the ball game. The ball is high for ball one. Want to know the count now? The Cougarettes of Canyon out of New Braunfels High School on the northeast side of New Braunfels, just off I-35. Second pitch and a slap foul for Vestal. Evens up the count at 1-1. See a lot of balls in and out of here. The game tonight with the field, all the moisture from the rain last night and through the day here. So Vestal will step back in from the left side, a 1-1 count. Here in the top of the first, the best of three series, game one, now underway. The pitch Bunted up in the air. Rodriguez retrieves it in foul territory behind home plate for out number 1. And the Patriots record 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the first. Nice pitch there by Garrett. Vestal kind of punches at it, pops it up behind home plate, and Rodriguez tracks it down for out number 1. P2 in the book for out number 1. And that'll bring up number 8, the left fielder, Hannah Crow. She'll bat from the left side. The first pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Crow. Garrett with the sign and delivers the 0-1 pitch. High for ball 1. Evens the count out 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. To Crow. Catherine Kuhn, also known as Cat. Cat Kuhn, the center fielder, on deck for the Cougarettes. Garrett delivers the 1-2 pitch. High ball 2, evens out the count, 2-2 now. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch off the outside corner for ball 3. The count goes full now. To Hannah Crow. One out here in the top of the first inning. Crow back in the box. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. And the first strikeout of the night for Garrett is out number 2 here in the first inning. 2 up, 2 down so far for the Cougarettes. And here comes Kat Kuhn, the center fielder, number 14. She'll step in from the right side. Kuhn in the box and ready. 2 down here in the top half of the first inning. As Garrett delivers the first pitch to Kuhn, she'll foul it off down the right side out of play for a strike. 0-1 the count. This pitch a ball, but 1-1 now the count to Kuhn. Garrett gets the sign and delivers the 1-1 pitch. Just high, ball 2. 2-1 now to Kuhn. Swing and a miss. Evens up the count now. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kat Kuhn. Nice pitch there by Garrett. Big swing and a miss by Kuhn. And the count runs even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top half of the first. Garrett gets the sign, delivers the 2-2 pitch. Popped up down the right side. Cabrera with a long run. And just off her glove as she lays out in foul territory, unable to make the catch. And so Kuhn stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. A long run there for Gabby Cabrera. And just got the glove on it as she laid out, but unable to make the catch. So Kuhn steps back in with a 2-2 count. Back in the box, Garrett. Ready in the circle, delivers the 2-2 pitch. And it's high for ball 3. Count runs full now to Kuhn. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning. Currently as the schedule sits, game 1 here tonight at Eastview. Game 2 tomorrow at 7 p.m. at New Braunfels Canyon High School in New Braunfels, Texas. Game 3, if necessary, on Saturday morning at Westlake High School. That all subject to change with the rainfall, so we'll strike 3 called. Nice pitch on the inside by Bethany Garrett. for strike three. 3 up, 3 down in the top half of the first. And Garrett gets 2 strikeouts. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. After a half an inning, still scoreless 0-0. The Patriots coming up here in the bottom half of the first. Back with more Patriots softball on SHN in just a minute. Back here at Patriot Park, we go to the bottom of the first. Maldonado by Dallas and Sanford due up here in the bottom of the first for the Patriots. The Cougars 3 up and 3 down in the top half of the first. Bethany Garrett records 2 strikeouts. One of each kind, swinging and looking. Great last pitch there to Kuhn on the inside corner for a called strike 3 to get out of the top half of the first inning. Maldonado, the senior, steps in from the right side. First pitch to her. She'll take it for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Bella Mitchell in the circle for the Cougars. The right-handed pitcher wearing number 7. Back in, Maldonado, the shortstop from the right side, takes the 0-1 pitch. It's low and inside. Gets away from the catcher for ball 1. 1-1 now, the count to Maldonado. And a good job there. Any ball being thrown in, the umpire doing a good job to check to make sure it is an official ball for use in the game. So Bella Mitchell back in the circle, ready for the 1-1 pitch. Maldonado ready from the right side, the 1-1 pitch. And Maldonado slaps it down the first base line, foul. For strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kristen Maldonado, the senior shortstop for the Patriots. One ball and 2 strikes. Low and inside. Ball 2 evens up the count now at 2 apiece to Maldonado. Two balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Patriots leading off things here in the bottom of the first. The pitch, and Maldonado back up the middle, fielded by Mitchell. She'll throw it to first base. to Richter. And 1-3 on the putout. Records the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Ariana Vidalis. Vidalis will step in from the left side with one out here in the bottom half of the first inning. The first pitch to Vidalis. It's high for ball one. 1-0 the count. One ball, no strikes. This pitch on the outside corner for strike one. No, just off the outside corner. Sorry about that. 2-0 the count. To Vidalis. Vidalis, the junior. Center fielder for the Patriots. Back in the box from the left side. 2 balls and no strikes. Time called by the home plate umpire. She'll go out to visit with Mitchell. Three-person umpire crew here tonight. Umpire behind home plate. One down the first base line and one down the third base line. The 2-0 pitch from Mitchell to Vidalis. It's in there for strike one. 2-1 now. The count to Ariana. Carrie Sanford, the second baseman, waits on deck for the Patriots. Vidalis back in the box. 2-1. Pulls the bat back. Takes ball 3. And peeled down to third to see if she pulled the bat back in time. The umpire did not go. So a 3-1 count now to Vidalis. The Cougarettes 3 up, 3 down in the top half of the first inning. The 3-1 pitch to Vidalis here. She takes it for strike 2. They're in the top half of the zone. And now the count runs full to Vidalis. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out in the Patriot half of the first here. Vidalis back in the box. Mitchell with the sign, delivers the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Vidalis down swinging for the out. Second out of the inning for the Patriots, and that'll bring up the second baseman, number 16, Carrie Sanford. First strikeout of the night for Mitchell for the Cougarettes. Sanford will step in from the left side. Mitchell ready and delivers the first pitch. It bounces in the turf, gets away from the catcher, Cordero. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Sanford. Sanford, the junior second baseman, in. First at bat here. Takes his pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Evens out the count now. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, Sanford fouls it off back into the screen for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. She can't do it again. She just did it again, and the umpire's going to call it this time. She has a rosin back in her pocket. Mitchell goes and touches it and then goes straight to the ball, and she's been warned once. So we'll see what the home plate umpire does. She's talking to Coach Randall of the Cougarettes. Down by the dugout. She's got to wipe that hand off. She can't go straight to the ball with any substance. So now a visit from Randall. And now the umpires will come to a visit. Quick timeout. Be back with more. You're listening to Patriots Softball on SHN. We're back now. They've got it straightened out. Mitchell delivers the 1-2 pitch to Sanford, and she fouls it off the catcher out of play. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. The umpire walks the ball out, gives the catcher a chance to kind of shake it off as it was fouled off the catcher, Cordero. The 1-2 pitch to Sanford, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. And the Patriots down in order here in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. After 1 full inning, it's scoreless 0-0. We go to the top of the second in just a moment. You're listening to Patriots Softball on SHN Sports. We go to the top of the second inning here at Patriot Park on the campus of Eastview High School in Georgetown, Texas. The rain continues to fall. The Cougarettes come up with the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up in the inning. Cordero, Combs, and Carmona Garrett recorded 2 strikeouts in the top half of the first inning. One of the swinging variety and one on the looking. First pitch here, called strike 1 to Cordero, the catcher. 0-1 the count. Cordero steps in from the right side. Swing and a miss on the second pitch for strike 2. 0-2 now they count to Cordero. Both pitchers, Garrett and Mitchell, recording 2 strikeouts, and both are in the first inning. Garrett ahead here, 0-2. Strike 3 called. Cordero looking at it, and she's down on strikes. Third strikeout of the ball game for Garrett. That'll bring up the designated player, number 4, Hannah Combs, for her first at bat here in the ball game. Combs steps in from the right side. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike 1. Little change of pace there by Garrett. And Combs with the big hack and miss. 0-1 the count with 1 out. The 0-1 pitch. Combs takes it for strike 2. 0-2. Now the count to Combs. Carmona, the second baseman, on deck for the Cougarettes. Garrett ready and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, and another strikeout for Bethany Garrett. Third strikeout looking of the night. Fourth strikeout of the night so far. 2 outs here in the top half of the second for the Cougarettes. And that'll bring up Haley Carmona, the second baseman, number 15. She'll step in from the right side as well. 2 outs in the top half of the second for the Cougarettes. First pitch is high from Garrett for ball 1, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch fouled off, back on a play over the screen. For strike 1, 1-1 the count now to Carmona. Garrett with the sign and delivers the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off back into the screen. Strike 2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Carmona. Garrett works ahead again here in the top half of the second. New ball brought into play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the second. Carmona back in from the right side. Garrett with the sign and delivers the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 6 outs recorded, 5 of them via the strikeout for Bethany Garrett. And the Cougarettes go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. After an inning and a half, it's still scoreless. We'll be back with the bottom of the second with more Patriots softball here on SHN. we go to the bottom of the second. 0-0 score. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up here in the second for the Patriots. Michaela Wesley, Kaylin Westbrook, and Gabby Cabrera. In steps the senior third baseman, number 34, Michaela Wesley. And the first pitch. And their 4-strike-1 to Wesley. No balls and a strike. The 0-1 pitch is high for ball one. 1-1 the count to Wesley. Wesley back in from the right side. The 1-1 pitch from Mitchell. And a swing and a miss for strike two. One ball, 2 strikes to Wesley here in the bottom of the second. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2, 2-2. Two-two count to Wesley. Mitchell now ready and delivers the 2-2 pitch. Grounded towards second base. Builded there by the second baseman. And the play made to first from Carmona to Richter. 4-3 on the putout. 4 out, number 1. And that'll bring up Caitlin Westbrook. Westbrook will step in from the left side. Wearing number 2. Senior left fielder steps in for her first at bat with 1 out here in the bottom half of the second inning. Mitchell ready, delivers the pitch, and a swing and a miss. 4-strike-1. Mitchell ready, and delivers the 0-1 pitch. Up high over the catcher, back to the screen for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Westbrook. The 1-1 pitch to Westbrook. She slaps it into left center field. It's going to fall for a base hit. Westbrook around first, but she'll hold up there and retreat back to first. The first hit of the ball game. Caitlin Westbrook singles to left center field. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Gabby Cabrera. First hit of the night for either team, and Westbrook down at first base with 1 out for the Patriots here in the bottom half of the second. Cabrera will step in from the right side in her first at bat of the night. Catcher Angel Rodriguez on deck for the Patriots. Mitchell will step off. First pitch to Cabrera, and she grounds it towards second base. Second baseman up, builds it, tosses to first for the putout. Westbrook up to second base with 2 outs now. 4-3 on the putout. 4 out number 2. That moves Westbrook to second base. Angel Rodriguez, the catcher, steps in from the right side, wearing number 6. Rodriguez, the junior catcher, steps in with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second. First pitch from Mitchell is low for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Nice stop there by Cordero to keep it in front of her. 1-0 the count to Rodriguez. Westbrook down at second base with 2 outs. The pitch and fouled off down the right field line, out of play. 4 strike 1. The count evens up at 1 apiece to Rodriguez. One ball, 1 strike. Pitch outside for ball 2. 2-1 now, the count to Rodriguez. Rodriguez steps back out. 2 balls and a strike to Rodriguez with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second inning. Westbrook down at second base. The pitch, change up, driven. Shortstop dives over, makes a play, tries to get Westbrook at third, but not in time. Westbrook into the third safely, and Rodriguez aboard on the fielder's choice. Now runners on the corners with 2 outs, and that'll bring up the first baseman, number 4, Kaylee Moses. A great stop there in the hole by the shortstop. Nizer dove for it, makes the stop, but unable to make the force play, or the not force play at third base. Westbrook got in quickly to third. The season-long moniker of speed kills paid off there as Westbrook quickly to third base. And now 2 runners aboard with 2 outs. Runners on the corners for Kaylee Moses. Rodriguez at first, Westbrook down at third. Moses steps in from the left side for her first at bat. The pitch from Mitchell is in there for strike 1. Rodriguez will take off for second to throw down, not in time. Rodriguez safe with the stolen base. And now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Moses step in with an 0-1 count. 2 outs in the bottom half of the second. The Patriots threatening here. The 0-1 pitch. And Moses slaps it foul down the left field line. 4 strike 2. 0-2 the count now to Moses. Kaylee, the sophomore first baseman, steps in. Her first at bat behind 0-2 in the count. The 0-2 pitch to Moses. Low and outside for ball 1. Good stop there by Cordero. 1-2 now, the count to Moses. Westbrook reached on a single to left center field, advanced on the ground out by Cabrera to second, and moved to third on the ball put into play. Fielder's choice by Rodriguez. And Moses called down looking for strike 3, the third out of the inning, and the Patriots down without any noise here. No runs across. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 2 runners left on base. We go to the top of the third. 0-0, still your score. Back with more Patriots softball on SHN in just a moment. We go to the top half of the third inning. The Cougarettes up with the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up here in the third. Gutierrez, Richter, and Nizer. 6 outs for the Cougarettes thus far in the ballgame. 5 of them via the strikeout from Bethany Garrett. 5 strikeouts and 6 batters. Gutierrez, the third baseman, steps in here from the right side. Leading up the top of the third for the Cougarettes. The first pitch, she bunts it foul on a high pitch. For strike 1. Gutierrez, number 9, the third baseman from the right side. An 0-1 count now. Garrett gets the sign, delivers the 0-1 pitch. Gutierrez turns, squares the bunt, takes the pitch high for ball 1. 1-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch, just high for ball 2. 2-1 the count to Gutierrez. So far in the ball game, no runs, no hits, no errors for the Cougarettes. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Patriots. The pitch, bunted in the air to Bethany Garrett. P1 on the putout for out number 1. And that'll bring up the first baseman, number 2, Taylor Richter. Richter will step in from the right side with 1 out here in the top of the third for the Cougarettes. Richter steps in for her first at bat of the night. The first pitch is high for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Richter. The pitch, off speed, just high for ball 2. 2-0. Now to the first baseman, Taylor Richter. Kenley Nizer, the shortstop, on deck for the Cougarettes. Garrett with the sign and delivers the 2-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike now to Richter. 1 out here in the top half of the third for the Cougarettes. Garrett ready, delivers the pitch. And it's popped up and fouled out of play for strike 2. 2-2 now the count. 1 out here in the top of the third. Richter back in the box from the right side. Garrett calls time, asks for a new ball. And the 2-2 pitch from Garrett. Slapped into left field, the line drive. And on the run, Westbrook can't make the catch. It's off her, down the line. Around first is Richter. Now she's around second. Now she'll hold up and return to second base. And the first base runner of the night for the Cougarettes is Taylor Richter. So Richter at second base. Richter down at second base with 1 out here in the top of the third. The number 9 hitter in the lineup comes up for the Cougarettes, Kenley Nizer. She steps in from the right side. The shortstop ready. The first pitch high for a ball as she pulled the bat back. 1 ball, no strikes to Nizer. First hit of the ball game given up by Garrett. This pitch bunted in the air. Wesley makes the play, but no one there to cover. Vidalis trying to get to the bag from center field. But a great play there. 3 bunt attempts by the Cougarettes tonight. All 3 elevated for pop-up outs. So P5 puts up out number 2. Leaves Richter down at second base and brings up the leadoff hitter, Harley Vestal. The right fielder steps in. She's 0 for 1 on the night. She popped up, bunting in the first inning. Popped it up behind home plate. Rodriguez tracked it down for the out. Steps in here with 2 outs in the top half of the third. A runner in scoring position down at second. The pitch high for ball 1. For Vestal, 1-0 the count. Garrett Redding delivers the 1-0 pitch on the outside corner. 4 strike 1, evens it out at 1-1. Harley Vestal, number 10, the right fielder, in for her second at bat, 0 for 1 on the night. From the left side, the 1-1 count. Garrett with the pitch, a bunting attempt there, and Vestal misses that one. 4 strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to the leadoff hitter in the Cougarette lineup. One ball and 2 strike. Garrett with the pitch. Slapped into left field over the outstretched glove of Maldonado. It takes a wicked spin off the turf. And the the double's gonna score Richter from second base for the first run of the night. The Cougarettes strike first. As Vestal slaps that one into left field. 2 hits here in the inning. Has scored a run for the Cougarettes. 1-0 the lead here in the top of the third. The RBI by Vestal. Brings up Hannah Crow, the left fielder, 0 for 1 on the night. Struck out swinging in her first plate appearance. Steps in here with 2 outs. First pitch is high for a ball. 1-0. First pitch. Second pitch is a ball. And a good, unbelievable. Great job by Angel Rodriguez. Got Vestal in a rundown. The center fielder, Vidalis, comes in and sneaks into second base. A throw back to her as Vestal dives in. And she dove into the glove of Vidalis, knocks the ball free. So Vestal back into second base safely. 2 balls and no strikes to Crow with 2 outs. Opportunity for the Patriots to get out of the inning there. Now they're back set up. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch from Garrett is high for ball 3. 3-0 now, the count to Crow. The 3-0 pitch is called strike 1. 3-1. Crow taking all the way there. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top half of the third. 1-0. The Cougarettes pushed a run across here on a couple of base hits. The 3-1 pitch. Bunted out in front of the plate. Moses fields it. Can't make it in time to first base. And that'll move Vestal up to third base. And Crow reaches base on the infield bunt. The runners on the corners with 2 outs. Third hit of the night for the Cougarettes, and that's going to bring a visit from Coach Wright. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with more Patriots softball in just a second. here in the top of the third. 2 outs. Kat Kuhn, the center fielder, steps in. She's 0 for 1 of the night. Struck out looking back in the first. Steps in with 2 outs and runners on the corners. First pitch is inside for a ball. Crow down to second base. He'll be awarded the free base there to keep Vestal down at third base. So now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs in the top of the third. Kuhn with the opportunity to do more damage for the Cougarettes. They put 1 across here in the top half of the third. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch inside for ball 2. 2-0 now. The count to Kat Kuhn, the center fielder. This one bounced in. Rodriguez snags it. 3-0 now the count. To Kuhn. 2 outs in the top half of the third. Runners on second and third. The pitch in there for strike 1. Kuhn taking all the way. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Kuhn from the right side steps back in the box. The 3-1 pitch, and Kuhn pops it up, and it's going to curl out of play for strike 2. The count now full to Kuhn. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Kuhn back in the box. Garrett gets the sign and ready with the 3-2 pitch. Fouled off, back to the screen. Kuhn stays alive. Three balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Vestal down at third. Crow at second. Kuhn back in the box from the right side. The 3-2 pitch from Garrett. Slap down the third base line. It's fair, and that's going to score 2 runs. Westbrook up with it. The throw's going to come into second, but not in time. 2 RBI double with 2 outs for Kuhn, and the score now 3-0. Nice shot there by Kuhn down the third base line. All done here with 2 outs. The first run scored with 1. Or with 2 outs. Now these 2 runs aboard. Everything being done here with 2 outs in the top half of the third. 3-0 your score. The Cougarettes of Canyon High School lead it over the Patriots. An RBI for the right fielder, Vestal. She comes around to score there on the 2 RBI double by Catherine Kuhn. That brings up the catcher, Kaylin Cordero. She's 0 for 1 in the night. Strikeout and her only at bat. Should take this pitch high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Low for ball 2. 2-0 now. The count to Cordero. Two and 0. The pitch up for ball 3. 3-0 now the count. Second batter in a row for Garrett to fall behind. 3-0. Runner down at second base. Kuhn stands there after the RBI double. This pitch is high for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to the cleanup hitter, Cordero, and that'll bring up Hannah Combs, the designated player. First walk issued of the night for Garrett. And now we're going to get a pitching change for the Patriots, as Emery Aguilar will come in, the designated player. She'll come in to pitch for the Patriots. So we'll take a quick timeout, get set. Back with more action. You're listening to Patriots Softball on SHN. Here at Patriot Park. We're still in the top of the third. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Into pitch for the Patriots is the sophomore, Emery Aguilar, the designated player in the lineup tonight for the Patriots, now in the circle. She inherits 2 base runners with 2 outs. And up to bat, Hannah Combs, the designated player. First pitch is called strike 1. Aguilar, the left-handed pitcher. Steps in here in the third inning. Patriots trailing by 3-0. The 0-1 pitch is just high for ball 1. Evens out the count now. 1-1. Combs 0 for 1 on the night. Struck out looking back in the second inning. Steps in here with 2 runners aboard and 2 outs. In the top of the third. 3-0. The Cougars of Canyon High School lead it. This pitch slapped down the right field line, but foul. Strike 2 now to Combs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top half of the third, Aguilar ready. Delivers the 1-2 pitch. Gets past Rodriguez for a ball. Wild pitch there by Aguilar. Lets the runners move up to second and third. Two and two now. The count to Combs. So the wild pitch by Aguilar lets the runners move up to second and third base with 2 outs. Here in the top of the third, 3-0. 3 runs on 4 hits right now for the Cougarettes, trying to do more damage as they have 2 runners in scoring position here with 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and the Patriots get out of the top half of the third. But not before 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the third, 3-0. New Braunfels Canyon Cougarettes lead it over the Eastview Patriots, 3-0. Back with more Patriots softball on SHN. go to the bottom half of the third inning. 3-0. New Braunfels Canyon leads it over the Patriots. The 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Patriots here in the third inning. Emery Aguilar, Kristen Maldonado, and Ariana Vidalis. Bella Mitchell still in the circle for the Cougars. First pitch to Aguilar, low and outside for ball one. Mitchell has allowed one hit, struck out 3. The 1-0 pitch to Aguilar. Slapped down the left field line, but it's going to curl foul for strike 1. 1-1 now to Aguilar. Aguilar will step back in from the left side. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch from Mitchell. And Aguilar pulls the bat back and takes it for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch to Aguilar. Low and outside, ball 2. 2-2 now, the count. The 2-2 pitch. Aguilar slaps it foul. Stays alive in the at-bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch to Aguilar. She slaps it up the middle. It's going to be a base hit into left center field. And Aguilar leads the inning off, getting on base with the single for the Patriots. And that'll take us to the top of the lineup. That'll bring up senior shortstop Kristen Maldonado. Second hit of the night for the Patriots. Maldonado 0 for 1 on the night. Grounded out to the pitcher back in the top of the first. So the leadoff hitter aboard for the Patriots here in the bottom half of the third. The third baseman. Now she backs up a little bit, about 2 steps in front in the bottom half of the third. The third baseman. Now she backs up a little bit, about 2 steps in front of the bag at third. As Mitchell delivers the first pitch to Maldonado, she squares the bunt, lays it down, but it's fielded in the batter's box. Foul for ball, strike 1. 0-1 the count to Maldonado. Emery Aguilar, the runner down at first. Led things off with a single to left center field. Maldonado from the right side steps back in, the 0-1 pitch. And she takes the pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. 0-2 now, the count to Maldonado. No outs here in the bottom half of the third. 3-0, the Canyon Cougars lead it over the Eastview Patriots. The pitch low for ball 1. 1-2 now, the count to Maldonado. Aguilar down at first base. And Mitchell with the 1-2 pitch. Maldonado slaps it to third baseman. It's off her glove. And not able to make a play. So an infield single for Maldonado. That's the third baseman laid out for it. But off her glove, it over the shortstop. But no way to get Maldonado. So back-to-back singles. Has 2 runners aboard with no outs here in the bottom half of the third. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Ariana Vidalis. She's 0 for 1 of the night. Struck out swinging in the first inning. Steps in here with no outs and 2 runners aboard in the bottom half of the third hit of the ball game for the Patriots. Vidala steps in from the left side. The first pitch of the at-bat from Mitchell. And she tries to bunt at it, misses that for strike one. 0-1 the count now to Vidalis. Vidalis back in the box from the left side. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch from Mitchell. It's high for ball 1. Evens out the count at 1 apiece. 1 ball, 1 strike to Vidalis. No outs here in the bottom half of the third. Patriots trying to get back into this one as they give up 3 in the top half of the third. Aguilar let it off with a single to left center field. Maldonado with an infield single between short and third. 2 runners aboard with no outs as Vidalis steps back in for the 1-1 count. Bunts at it and misses. Strike 2 now. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Vidalis. Carrie Sanford in the on-deck circle for the Patriots. Vidalis back in the left side box. 1 ball, 2 strike count, the pitch. And Vidalis grounds it out in front of the circle. Fielded by the pitcher. The only play she had is to first base. 1-3 on the putout, and it moves both runners up. Second and third now. 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. And now Carrie Sanford steps in here from the left side, 0 for 1 on the night with a strikeout back in her first at bat. She'll step in from the left side with 2 runners in scoring position. Aguilar down at third, Maldonado down at second, 1 out. Corners in for the Cougars. The first pitch. Swing and a miss by Sanford for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Michaela Wesley in the on-deck circle for the Patriots. The 0-1 pitch to Sanford. She bunts it out down the third base line. Play at home, not in time, but Aguilar slides in safely. And now Sanford's speed kills. She moves up to second base as no one's covering. And so a great job there by Carrie Sanford. There was no play at home there. The infield single for Sanford, the RBI. Even though the third baseman charged and tried to kind of toss it to the catcher, Aguilar already sliding across the plate. Beautiful job by Sanford. She moves up to second base. Due to the inattention there by the Cougar at infield. But 1 run across here, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. An RBI for Sanford, and now Michaela Wesley steps in with 1 out. 2 runners on, both in scoring position. The first pitch is outside. Correction is on the outside corner for strike 1. Don't think Michaela agreed with that one there. She kind of stayed put. An 0-1 count now for Wesley. 1 out in the bottom half of the third. Runners in scoring position at second and third base. Wesley with an opportunity to push some more across for the Patriots. Fouls this one back into the screen for strike 2. 0-2. Now behind in the count is Wesley. Kaylin Westbrook in the on-deck circle for the Patriots. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom half of the third. 3-1. Patriots have cut into this Cougarette lead. Have runners at second and third. Wesley back in the box. Bella Mitchell the pitch. Wesley grounds it towards third. She'll look at the runner, make the throw across to first. Here comes the play from Maldonado scores. Sanford's going to come around third. She's going to score, and now it's an even ball game. What a play there. Speed kills again for the Patriots as Sanford comes all the way around from second base. Maldonado slid in at home. The throw from the first baseman to the catcher is low and in the dirt, and it hits off of Maldonado back towards the backstop, and Sanford never hesitated. Comes all the way around to score and tie the ball game. So it's a 3-3 score with 2 outs. Wesley put out on the 5-3 putout for out number 2. Westbrook steps back in with 2 outs, and now the game all square, 3 apiece. Westbrook slaps this one foul. Out of play down the third baseline for strike 1. Great job of base running there by Kerry Sanford, moving up to second base. And Westbrook slaps this one foul down the third baseline, out of play. 0-2 the count now to Westbrook with 2 outs. But Sanford, the infield bunt, moved up to second when the catcher in the infield of the Cougars not paying attention. No one covering second, and Sanford took second base. That is costly for the Cougars as Sanford comes around to score on the ground out by Wesley. This pitch up and out for ball 1. 1-2 now to Westbrook. So a great job of base running by the Patriots. Evens it up. And doing a good job here of tying this one back up at 3 apiece here in the bottom half of the third. Hopefully Maldonado's all right. That ball hit the ground and then right into the chest of Kristen. Swing and a miss for the strikeout of Westbrook. She was 1 for 1 on the night, now 1 for 2. And the Patriots inning comes to an end. But not before they tie the ball game up. 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 1 runner left on base. We go to the top of the 4th, all square, 3-3. We'll be back with more Patriots softball on SHN in just a moment. Welcome back here to SHN presentation of Eastview Lady Patriots softball. We go to the top half of the 4th inning. 3-3 your score. The Cougars of New Braunfels Canyon score 3 runs in the top half of the 3rd. The Eastview Patriots answer with 3 of their own in the bottom half of the 3rd to tie it up. Emery Aguilar back in the circle for the Patriots. Came in relief of Garrett in the top half of the 3rd. Threw 4 pitches, got out with a strikeout. She'll lead things off in the circle here for the Patriots. First pitch, fouled off for strike 1 by Haley Carmona, the second baseman. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for the Cougars here in the top half of the 4th. Carmona, Gutierrez, and Richter. Carmona 0 for 1 on the night. Struck out back in the 2nd inning. Steps in here from the right side with an 0-1 count now. Aguilar ready, delivers the pitch, and it's high for ball 1. 1-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch from Aguilar. Inside for ball 2. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. The pitch fouled off down the third base line, and it's out of play for strike 2. Evens up the count now to Carmona. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch from Aguilar. Grounded towards short. Maldonado up with it. Fires across to first base in time for the putout. 6-3 in the book for out number 1. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 9, Andrea Gutierrez. Gutierrez popped out on a bunt attempt in her first at bat, 0 for 1 on the night. She popped it up to Bethany Garrett to lead things off in the top half of the third. She steps in here, 0 for 1 from the right side with 1 out in the top of the 4th. Aguilar gets the sign. This pitch high for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Gutierrez. Taylor Richter on deck for the Cougars. The 1-0 pitch to Gutierrez on the outside corner for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Richter responsible for getting things going in the top half of the third. She had a 1-out base hit and came around to score a run. The 1-1 pitch up and in for a ball 2. 2-1 now the count to Gutierrez. The pitch from Aguilar. Line drive sent out to the shortstop, Maldonado. She makes the catch. L6 for out number 2. And 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th, and that brings up Taylor Richter, the first baseman. 1 for 1 on the night. Scored a run. She'll step back in from the right side. 1 for 1 on the night. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. No runners on base. Aguilar delivers the first pitch. And therefore a called strike 1. Sophomore pitcher Aguilar came in relief of Garrett in the top half of the 3rd. Doing a good job so far here in the top half of the 4th. The 0-1 pitch. On the top half of the zone, 4 strike 2. Ahead of the count, 0-2 to Richter. Richter back in the box. Aguilar ready. Delivers the 0-2 pitch. And it's low and outside for ball 1. 1-2. 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th. 3-3 your score. All 6 runs in the ball game scored in the 3rd inning. 3 in the top half and 3 in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. The 1-2 count to Richter. Aguilar delivers the pitch. Swing and a miss, strikeout, and that's how the top of the 4th ends for the Cougars. 3 up, 3 down. No hits, no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. After 3.5, we're still tied 3-3. Back with the bottom half of the 4th, with more Patriots softball on SHN. back here at Patriot Park for the bottom half of the fourth inning. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for the Patriots. Cabrera, Rodriguez, and Moses. Gabby Cabrera steps in from the right side. Takes the first pitch for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1, 0-1 the count. Cabrera 0 for 1 on the night, grounded out to the second baseman. Carmona back in her only at bat. This pitch is low for ball one. 1-1 the count now to Cabrera, the right fielder. Gabia Jr. for the Patriots steps back in from the right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cabrera takes his pitch outside for ball 2. 2-1 now, the count. The 2-1 pitch, and Cabrera grounds it towards the shortstop. Hard bounce. She tries to fill it, not in time. And Cabrera aboard on the infield. You're going to have to give the error. The shortstop didn't field it. E6. But Cabrera aboard to lead things off. The second inning in a row for the Patriots to have the leadoff batter aboard. And that brings up the catcher, number 6, Angel Rodriguez. So the leadoff batter aboard. Cabrera down at first base for the Patriots. Rodriguez back in. She'll bunt, but it's foul. Fielded by the catcher in foul territory. Strike 1 to Rodriguez. And Rodriguez, 0 for 1 on the night. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the second inning. And left stranded on base. Steps in here. 0-1 the count. On the outside corner. Takes the pitch for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez back in from the right side. The 0-2 pitch. And sent into right field. It's going to be down the right field line. The right fielder makes the catch in foul territory on the run for the out. L9 in the book. Nice play there by Vestal. First out of the inning. Brings up the first baseman, number 4, Kaylee Moses. She struck out looking in the only at bat of the night in the bottom half of the second inning. Steps in here with 1 out. Cabrera down at first base. She squares the bunt. Cabrera's going to take off for second. She slides in. And she's going to be caught stealing on the overslide. She slides past, gets up, and gets tagged again. 2-4 on the putout. Caught stealing of Cabrera. 4 out, number 2. And now Moses back in from the left side. 0-1 count with 2 outs. The pitch off the outside part of the plate for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Mitchell ready and delivers. No, now she'll step out. That pitch a ball. Try to update I thought it was a 1-1 count. Let's see what it is. Now it's a 3-0 count. Okay, they didn't go around on the bunt. So now with 3 balls and no strikes to Moses. She'll take this one on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. 3-1 now, the count. I thought she went on the ball that Cabrera got thrown out on. But now it's 3 balls and a strike to Moses with 2 outs. The pitch. She'll ground it out in front of the circle. Fielded there by the pitcher. She'll try to make the throw across. And not in time. An infield single for Moses keeps the inning alive as Mitchell kind of took her time there. She fielded it and tried to make the throw. But Moses reaches base. 5th hit of the game for the Patriots. Keeps the inning alive. And now Emery Aguilar steps in. Aguilar 1 for 1 on the night. A single, came around to score. The first run of the inning, last inning for the Patriots. Steps in here with 2 outs and a runner at first. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. No balls and a strike to Aguilar. The 0-1 pitch. On the outside corner, Aguilar takes it for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. Just outside for ball 1. They appeal the check swing down to the umpire near second base, and he said she did not go. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Aguilar. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. A runner down at first. The 1-2 pitch and slap foul down the third base line. Out of play. Aguilar stays alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And now Aguilar slaps it down the third base line, but it curls just foul. Stays alive in the at-bat. 1-2 still. 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch. Off the outside corner. Called strike 3. What a generous call there for Bella Mitchell and the Cougarettes. And Aguilar goes down looking for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. After 4 innings, we're still tied 3-3. Back for the top of the 5th, and more Patriots up on SHN in just a minute. The top half of the 5th inning, all square, 3 apiece. Emery Aguilar still in the circle for the Patriots. Came in the top half of the 3rd. She's thrown 17 pitches so far in the ballgame. Bases off against the 9-1-2 hitters in the Cougarette lineup. First pitch is there for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Kinley Nizer steps in, 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Vestal and Crow do up with Nizer here in the 5th inning. She'll send this one into center field. Dallas lays out for it, but unable to make the catch. A great diving attempt. She comes up wincing in pain. Base hit there for Nizer to start off the inning. For the Cougarettes, and that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Harley Vestal. She's 1 for 2 on the night. We'll take a short break and make sure Dallas is all right. Well, maybe we won't. Coach Wright turns around. Coach Moreno coming back in. Dallas is going to walk it off. A great effort there on the dying line drive by Nizer into kind of just right of dead center field. A nice shot by Nizer. Great play by Dallas, but unable to make the catch when she laid out for it. So Dallas is all right. She'll stay in center field. And now Harley Vestal will step in 1 for 2. She is an RBI, scored a run back in the 3rd inning. Led off the ball game. She popped up a bunt back behind home plate. Rodriguez tracked it down. Then had a base hit, an RBI, and scored a run in the 3rd. The first pitch to her, she bunts at it and misses. 0-1 the count to Vestal. Nizer stays put at first there. Vestal will step back in from the left side. No balls and a strike. The corner's in for the Patriots, and they'll charge. Vestal will pull her bat back and take it high for ball 1. 1-1 the count. The 2 losses on the year for the Cougars came both to Dripping Springs in district play, 6-5 and 6-1. And like opponents, the Patriots fell to Dripping Springs in a tournament early in the year. And so the 1-1 pitch, low for ball 2. Throw down behind Nizer at first base. She dives back in safely. 2 balls and a strike to Vestal. No outs here in the top half of the 5th. Verify the count. 2 balls and 1 strike to Vestal. No outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. The 2-1 pitch from Aguilar, bunted out, but Rodriguez builds it in foul territory. Evens up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Aguilar gets the sign and ready to deliver the 2-2 pitch to Vestal. Nizer down at first base. The pitch on the way. Slap towards the shortstop, Maldonado. She'll field it over to Sanford at second for the force out. 6-4. For out number 1. Cut down the lead runner. Vestal aboard on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up the number 2 hitter in the lineup, the left fielder, number 8, Hannah Crow. She's 1 for 2 on the night. Struck out back in the 1st inning. Singled and scored a run in the 3rd. Steps back in here. 1 for 2 on the night from the left side. Aguilar gets the sign. 1 out here in the top half of the 5th. Trying to steal base. Down the throwdown. Not in time. Vestal with a stolen base. Her first of the night. Second stolen base of the night. Make it the 3rd of the night, sorry. Now a runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the top half of the 5th for the Cougarettes. No balls and a strike to Crow. Aguilar with the pitch. Tie for ball one. 1-1 the count to Hannah Crow. Kat Kuhn in the on-deck circle for the Cougars. The 1-1 pitch, just high. Ball two, 2-1 now to Crow. The pitch in there for a strike. Gotta make sure. I thought the umpire just signaled 3-0. That would make it 3-1. Three balls and one strike now the count. To Hannah Crow. One out in the top of the fifth. Cougarettes with a runner down in scoring position. Vestal reached on the fielder's choice, stole second base. Crow back in the box. The 3-1 pitch. In there for strike two. Now the count full to Crow. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. Sent down the right field line, but it's going to curl foul. And Crow stays alive in the at-bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Aguilar now gets a sign. Crow steps back in from the left side. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Aguilar delivers the payoff pitch, and it's high for ball 4. Throw down to third, and Vestal overslides, and Michaela Wesley does a great job of holding the tag there. Coach Randall can't believe it. Vestal super quick, but she overslid the base, came off, and Michaela Wesley kept the tag on. Crow down to first base with the walk. But more importantly, the caught stealing 2-5 on the putout. Or the second out of the inning. First walk issued by Aguilar. That'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Kat Kuhn, the center fielder, 1 for 2 on the night. She had a 2 RBI double back in the third inning. Steps in here from the right side. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. I think we were talking about it. I was talking about it on the way back up here with my wife to the stadium tonight. Everything is going to have to be toned down in speed when sliding into bases, and right there it comes back to haunt the Cougarettes as Vestal super quick and had a great jump, had the base stolen, and just overslides past the bag, and Michaela Wesley doing a great job of holding the tag to get the out. This pitch in there for strike 1, evens up the count to Kuhn. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th. Crow, the runner, down at first base, reached on the walk. The 1-1 pitch from Aguilar. Grounded past into right center field. Past the second baseman for a base hit. An overthrow by Dallas there to third base. And that's going to allow Kuhn to move up to second base. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Single there by Kuhn. Her second hit of the night. But a costly throwing mistake there allows her to move up. Kaylin Cordero steps in. She's 0 for 1 on the night, a strikeout and a base on balls. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, but 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch in there for strike 1 to Cordero. Big base hit by Kuhn and a throw to third base allowed Kuhn to move up to second. Crow was in there safely. Ground ball to the shortstop. Maldonado fields it, throws to first for the putout, 6-3, and the Patriots get out of the inning with no damage. Great job by Maldonado to field it and make the throw for the out. But no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom half of the 5th. 3-3, still your score. Back with more Patriots softball in just a minute on SHN. Back here at Patriot Park, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, all square at 3 apiece. The Patriots due up here in the bottom of the 5th. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters, Maldonado by Dallas, and this carries Sanford. First pitch, a ball to Maldonado. She's 1 for 2 on the night with a single and a ground out. Scored a run in the 3rd. Steps in here to lead things off for the Patriots. Mitchell still in the circle for the Cougarettes. The 1-0 pitch, ground ball pulled foul by Maldonado, evens out the count at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to Maldonado. Pitch outside for ball 2. 2-1 now the count. Maldonado back in from the right side. 2 balls and a strike. Mitchell ready and delivers the 2-1 pitch. And Maldonado pops it up on the right side into shallow right field, and it's going to fall for a hit. As the right fielder on the run comes all the way in, the second baseman curls away and lets her take the ball, and it hits the ground. Another base hit for Maldonado. And the leadoff runner again on board for the Patriots. 6th hit of the ball game for the Patriots. And now Ariana Vidalis, the center fielder, steps in, 0 for 2 on the night, a strikeout and a ground out. Steps in here from the left side with no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Maldonado, the runner, down at first. First pitch low for ball one. 1-0 the count to Vidalis. Maldonado back in the box. The 1-0 pitch from Mitchell. Grounded. Foul towards the dugout on the third base side for strike one. 1-1 now, the count. New ball thrown in here. The 1-1 pitch to Vidalis. Squares the bunt, pulls it back. Takes it for ball two. Two and one now, the count to the center fielder, Ariana Vidalis. Maldonado down at first. 2-1 pitch, bunted foul for strike two. 2-2 now, the count to Vidalis. Umpire takes the time getting the ball switched out to let the catcher, Cordero, kind of gather herself as that ball was bunted off of her. Now she's ready. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs to Vidalis. Mitchell back ready in the circle and delivers the pitch, and a tie for ball 3. And a full count now to Vidalis with no outs. Maldonado down at first. The payoff pitch from Mitchell to Vidalis. Low and outside, ball 4, and Vidalis works a walk. Now the first 2 batters aboard. Two runners on, no outs. And that'll bring up Carrie Sanford, but not before a timeout and a visit from Coach Randall. And I think that's all we'll see from Bella Mitchell. She'll hand the ball off, it looks like, to the second baseman, Carmona. So we'll take a quick break, come back and get set with the changes for the Cougarettes. You're listening to Patriots Up on SHN. Just a quick update. The pitching change made by the Cougars. The second baseman, Carmona, comes in to pitch, and the pitcher, Bella Mitchell, moves to second base. But now a rain delay here at Patriot Park in Georgetown, Texas, on the campus of Eastview High School. Stay tuned with us. We'll try to keep you updated as we wait to see what the umpires will do, but the players have been removed from the field. And we are in a rain delay. Thanks for waiting with us. We'll be back with more information here on SHN. here on SHN. Just an update. The game is still under a rain delay here at Patriot Park. Still rain coming down here in the area. So we will continue to monitor, wait for umpires to update. 3-3 the score. Bottom of the 5th inning, the Patriots with 2 runners on and no outs. And the game was delayed. So we'll stay on board with us. We'll try to keep you updated. You're listening to Patriot Softball here on SHN. Welcome back to Patriot Park as we get ready to go back to action. We'll be in the bottom of the fifth, no outs. Runners on first and second for the Patriots. Haley Carmona in the circle for the Cougarettes. She comes in from the second base position. And let's see here. They have a new second baseman. Hannah Combs comes into second base. She's the designated player. And so Combs will move over to second base. Carmona to the circle. Carmona will be facing off against Carrie Sanford, Michaela Wesley, and Kaylin Westbrook, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Maldonado reached on a high pop fly into shallow right field. It hit just behind second base. A little miscommunication there, and the ball bounced in. Maldonado down at first. And then Ariana Vidalis drew the walk. And that brings up Carrie Sanford with 2 runners on and no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Rain still falling, but we're back in action here at Patriot Park. Carrie Sanford 1 for 2 on the night, a strikeout, a bunt single, came around to score a run to tie it up at 3 apiece back in the third. First pitch is high and inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Carrie Sanford. One ball, no strikes. Third base in. This ball low and outside. Nice block there by the catcher Cordero to keep it from getting behind her and allowing the runners to move up. 2 balls and no strikes to Sanford. Sanford from the left side shows the bunt. 2 balls and no strikes to pitch. Low and outside, ball 3, but a great stop there by the catcher Cordero again. Keeps that in front of her. The runners stay at first and second. Now a 3-0 count for Carrie Sanford. Haley Cordero started at second base, now in the circle. 3-0 count to Sanford. The 3-0 pitch. It's in there for strike 1. 3-1 now the count. The infield on a full shift there as the corners are coming in. Expecting the bunt from Sanford. Carmona now in the circle. The 3-1 pitch. Sanford slaps it down the left field line and it curls out of play. And the count now full to Sanford. 3 balls, 2 strikes with no outs. The bottom half of the 5th inning. 3-3 your score. 3 runs in the top of the third for the Cougarettes. 3 runs in the bottom half of the third for the Patriots. Now trying to put some more runs on the board here with 2 runners on and no outs in the bottom half of the 5th. Carmona now ready and gets ready to deliver the payoff pitch to Sanford. And it's high for ball 4. She draws a walk and the bases are loaded with Patriots. And Michaela Wesley steps in with no outs and the bases loaded. Michaela Wesley 0 for 2 on the night. A ground out to second and a ground out to third. The crazy play last time. Michaela grounds out to the third baseman. The third baseman looked back the runner at third, made the throw across. Maldonado took off and slid in safely at home. Sanford took off from second. The ball got away at the plate, and Sanford scored from second, the 3rd run of the inning. Now Wesley in, takes a big hack at the first pitch, fouls it off back behind home plate, out of play. 4 strike 1. So no balls and 1 strike to Wesley. The cleanup hitter here in the lineup for the Patriots. She has bases loaded and no outs. An opportunity for the Patriots to break this 3-3 tie. Wesley from the right side. She'll take time, step out of the box, gather herself here. Carmona backs up, dries her hands there. The rain's still falling here at Patriot Park on the campus of Eastview High School in Georgetown, Texas. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Wesley, now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Wesley. Carmona gets a sign, delivers the 0-2 pitch. And Wesley out in front of it, drives it towards the shortstop. Nizer up with it, throws home. Not in time. Speed kills, and Maldonado scores. The fielder's choice gets Wesley on board. And Maldonado scores from third base. What a play there. And a great job from Maldonado to get in quickly. Slow bounding ground ball. And bases loaded. 1 run in. No outs. Kalen Westbrook steps in, 1 for 2. Steps in now from the right side. First pitch, and she pops it up on the infield. It's back behind the catcher, and it's going to curl out of play. 0-1 the count to Westbrook. Westbrook, the senior left fielder for the Patriots, 1 for 2 on the night. Steps in here, 4-3. The Patriots lead it by 1 over the Cougars of Canyon High School. Bases loaded, no outs for the Patriots. Westbrook from the right side. Ready for the 0-1 pitch. Off speed, catches the outside corner. So Carmona, 2 batters in a row, throws the first pitch and gets lucky to get the ball fouled off, and then comes back with an off-speed pitch. And now another 0-2 count here. Westbrook steps back in now. 0-2 the count. No outs, bases loaded. The pitch up and away from the catcher. It gets by, and here comes in Vidalis from third, and she'll slide in on the wild pitch by Carmona. The runners move up to second and third, and so no outs and a 2-run lead now. 5-3 for the Patriots. The wild pitch costly there for Carmona. Now 2 runners in scoring position with no outs. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Westbrook. Gabby Cabrera on at third, or on deck circle for the Patriots. One ball, 2 strikes to Westbrook. No outs. 2 runners on, both in scoring position. Sanford at third, Wesley at second. Carmona ready and delivers the 1-2 pitch to Westbrook. And a swing and a miss on the changeup. And the first out of the inning as Westbrook strikes out swinging for the second time in the ballgame. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Gabby Cabrera, 0 for 2 on the night. Reached on an error back in the bottom of the 4th inning. And got thrown out, stealing, trying to steal second base. She steps in here with 1 out. And runners on second and third. First pitch is high for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Cabrera. 5-3, the Patriots have put 2 across here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Cabrera back in from the right side, the 1-0 pitch. And she'll bunt it out in front of the mound, and here comes Sanford. She'll score. Cabrera safe at first. An infield single for Cabrera. Nice bunt single there, the RBI. As Sanford comes in and scores the 3rd run of the inning. Michaela Wesley up to third, and that'll bring up Angel Rodriguez. 6-3, the Patriots by 3. Cabrera down at first. Michaela Wesley down at third. 1 out. Angel Rodriguez steps in. 0 for 2 on the night, lined out to the left or the right fielder. Back in the 4th inning, reached on a fielder's choice and stole second. Back in the 2nd, was left stranded there. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Gabby Cabrera still second, the throw not in time, and Michaela Wesley comes home on the play down to second. The 4th run of the inning for the Patriots, now a 7-3 lead. The runner in scoring position is Cabrera after the stolen base. Yeah. 7-3 your score. The Patriots lead it by 4. 4 runs across here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out, runner on second. Rodriguez squares the bunt. It bounces fair, but they call it foul as it hits the catcher foul. She dove for it. A nice hustle there by Cordero, but in foul territory. So just a strike there for Angel Rodriguez. No balls and 2 strikes to the catcher, Angel Rodriguez. Gabby Cabrera down at second base. Seven to 3, the Patriots. 4 runs across here in the bottom of the 5th, opening it up against the Cougars. This pitch is just high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Angel Rodriguez, the catcher for the Patriots. Gabby Cabrera down at second base with the 1 out. Rodriguez back in from the right side. The 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. It's in the dirt. The catcher throws down. Cabrera now barely gets back. She kind of stopped in between second and third base, but then heads back to second base and barely dives in time. She's safe. But now 2 outs brings up Kaylee Moses. So a strikeout for Rodriguez swinging. 2 to 3 on the putout. Kaylee Moses steps in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. A runner at second base, Cabrera. 7 to 3, the Patriots lead it by 4. The first pitch to Moses. Just low for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Moses. One ball, no strikes to Moses. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th. Moses 1 for 2 in the night, a single and a strikeout. Steps in here with Cabrera down at second base. And she fouls this one off back behind home plate. 4 strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Moses. Carmona back now, ready to pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike to Moses with 2 outs. The pitch. Low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 now to Moses. Two balls, 1 strike to the first baseman, Kaylee Moses. The pitch and the changeup. Swing and a miss by Moses. Carmona trying to live on that changeup, and it is a dirty pitch. 2-2 count now to Moses with 2 outs in the bottom half of the 5th. 7 to 3, the Patriots with 4 runs across here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, all coming after the rain delay. The pitch to Moses, and she fouls it off down the first baseline. Stays alive in the at-bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes. New ball brought into play. Rain still falling here in Georgetown, Texas. In the bottom of the 5th inning, 7 to 3, the Patriots over the Cougarettes. 2 outs, 2-2 count to Moses. Pitch is low for ball 3. A full count now to the first baseman, Moses. Cabrera down at second base. And the payoff pitch. Pulls it down to the first baseman. In the air on the first baseman. It gets past. Around third is Cabrera, and she'll score. A big error there. And now Here goes Moses to second base on a throwing error back towards first base. So 2 errors on the play. And the lead up to 5 now for the Patriots, 8-3. E3 allows Moses to reach base. And Cabrera scores from second as it went into right field. But then the throwing error, E9, allows Moses to move up to scoring position at second base, and in steps Emery Aguilar, the 9th batter of the inning for the Patriots. 5 runs so far on 2 hits. Couple of walks and an error. First pitch up and in for ball 1 to Aguilar. One ball and no strikes to Aguilar. The pitch from Carmona. Low and outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Moses down at second base. The Patriots batting around here in the 5th inning as Aguilar, the 9th hitter of the inning. The 2-0 pitch outside, ball 3. 3-0 now to Aguilar. Three balls and no strikes to Aguilar. The 3-0 pitch. The changeup. She gets it to drop in there for a strike. Aguilar taking the whole way. 3-1 now the count. To Aguilar. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 5 runs across for the Patriots. 8-3 your score. Moses down at second base. A runner in scoring position. The 3-1 pitch. And it's pulled foul down the first base line. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Aguilar. Three balls, 2 strikes to Aguilar. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. The runner on second. For the Patriots, Carmona back in the circle, the payoff pitch. And it's dribbled out towards second base. Up with it, throw across. 4-3 for the putout, and that's how the inning ends. 5 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors. Couple of walks sprinkled in there as well. 1 runner left on base, but more importantly, the Patriots take a 5-run lead into the 6th inning, 8-3 over Canyon High School. Back with more Patriots softball on SHN in just a moment. back here on SHN Sports. We're in the top of the 6th inning. 8-3, the Patriots lead it over the Cougars, or the Cougarettes of Canyon High School out of New Braunfels. Out of 5A District 26. Due up are the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Cougarettes. Combs, Carmona, and Gutierrez. Combs, the designated player, now into play second base. First pitch by Aguilar is outside for ball 1. Combs 0 for 2 on the night with 2 strikeouts. Aguilar into work her third full inning of work for the Patriots. This pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. 1-1 the count now to Combs. Aguilar came in to pitch in the top half of the third. Wow. Combs had the bat tucked around her head and turned sideways. And no go on this unbelievable check swing call there. Even the first base umpire said she did not go. So a 2-ball, 1-strike count from Aguilar to Combs. The pitch outside for ball 3. 3-1 now. So the Patriots need Aguilar to lock in here after the long break in between the last inning that she pitched and the rain delay, and then the extended inning at bat for the Patriots. 3 balls and 1 strike to Combs, the leadoff hitter for the Cougarettes. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and now a full count to Hannah Combs, the second baseman of record for the Cougarettes. New Braunfels Canyon High School, the number 2 seed out of 5A District 26. Game 1 of the series. Pitch just off the outside corner, called ball 4, and Combs on board to lead off the inning for the Cougars. Second walk issued by Aguilar. And that'll bring up the pitcher now, Haley Carmona. Carmona 0 for 2 on the night, a strikeout and a ground out to the shortstop, Maldonado. And back in the 4th inning, steps in here with no outs and a runner on first. Aguilar ready for the first pitch. Ground ball to second. Sanford up with it. Flips to Maldonado at second in time. Back to first. Double play. 4-6-3. And what a turn there from Sanford to Maldonado to Moses. And quickly, the base runner erased for the Cougarettes. Sanford grabs it and a backhanded flip over to Maldonado. The transfer over to first base to Moses. 4-6-3 and 2 outs quickly now here for the Cougarettes in the top half of the 6th. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Andrea Gutierrez. She steps in 0 for 2 on the night. Aguilar with the first pitch. It's up for ball 1. A great double play turn from the Patriot defense there. And the pitch, a ball. 2-0 now, the count to Gutierrez. She popped up to the pitcher on a bunt attempt back in the 3rd inning. And then lined out to the shortstop, Maldonado, back in the 4th inning. Steps in here with 2 outs in the top half of the 6th for the Cougarettes. This pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two ball, 1 strike pitch. Outside for ball 3. 3-1 the count now to Gutierrez. Taylor Richter, the first baseman in the on-deck circle for the Cougarettes. The 3-1 pitch from Aguilar. Fouled off back to the screen for strike 2. A full count now to Gutierrez. Aguilar gets the sign. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gutierrez back in from the right side. Aguilar ready and delivers the payoff pitch. And the ball sent into center field. A base hit. Vidalis over to cut it off and throw it in. So a 2-out single for Gutierrez. And that'll bring up Taylor Richter, the first baseman. Richter 1 for 2 on the night. A base hit and a strikeout. Came around to score the first run of the ball game for the Cougarettes back in the 3rd inning. Hit a line drive to left field. She steps in here with 2 outs and a runner down at first base. Aguilar, the first pitch. Ground ball to the pitcher, Aguilar. She fields it, throws to Moses at first. 1-3 on the putout. And the Cougarettes go quietly here in the 6th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. After 5.5, 8-3, still your score. The Patriots lead it over the Cougarettes. Back with more Patriots softball in just a moment here on SHN. We go back to action here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Patriots bat around in the bottom of the 5th inning, scoring 5 runs. And now the 1, 2, and 3 hitters due up again here in the 6th. Maldonado, Vidalis, and Sanford. Maldonado steps in. 2 for 3 on the night with 2 singles. She'll lead it off here in the bottom half of the 6th for the Patriots. First pitch is high for ball 1 from Carmona, who's still in the circle for the Cougarettes. Maldonado, the senior shortstop, from the right side, back in the box. The 1-0 pitch from Carmona is high for ball 2. 2-0 now to Maldonado. Carmona used her off-speed pitch very well in the last inning to help get out of some trouble. 2 fastballs here to Maldonado. This one high for ball 3 as well. 3-0 the count to Kristen Maldonado. 2 singles, 2 runs scored. Back in the box, and Carmona delivers the 3-0 pitch. And she throws the changeup for a strike. 3-1 the count now to Maldonado. I think you can expect nothing else but the changeup here if you're Kristen. And it was the changeup. Maldonado just out in front of it, pulls it foul down the 3rd baseline. And now we have a complete lights out situation. Well, that's a ball game, folks. The Patriots, I'm just joking. The lights have gone out here in the stadium. So now the rain delay, followed up by a electrical delay. So stand by. We'll be back. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-2 count to Maldonado. We'll take a quick break. Back with more Patriot softball when we can at Patriot Park on SHN. Lights, camera, and action. We're back in business here at Patriot Park. Still in the bottom of the sixth, no outs. 3-2 count to Kristen Maldonado. The lights back on and full go. So Carmona throws a few warm-up pitches for the Cougarettes, and Maldonado will step back in to finish her at bat. Three balls, two strikes, no outs. Maldonado, the leadoff batter, here in the bottom of the sixth for the Patriots with the 8-3 lead. Carmona ready, fires the payoff pitch. And the changeup called a strike. Strike three looking. Maldonado down for the first out of the inning. Third strikeout for Carmona. And that'll bring up the center fielder, number 9, Ariana Vidalis. Vidalis 0 for 2 on the night, a strikeout, a ground out. Reached on a base on balls last inning, came around to score a run. Takes the first pitch high for ball one here with one out. The 1-0 pitch. And nothing going into the strike zone other than a changeup for Carmona. And she's using it wisely here. Now a 1-1 count to Vidalis. The 1-1 pitch. And it's up for ball two, the fastball. Two and one now, the count to Vidalis. The changeup. Up and out for ball three. 3-1 now, the count to Ariana Vidalis. Third baseman in. 3-1 pitch in there. 4 strike two. Vidalis took that one. Now the count pull. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here. In the bottom of the sixth, the rain has stopped. The lights are on. We're back to play. The Patriots with a 5-run lead over the Cougarettes of New Braunfels Canyon. The 3-2 pitch. Slap towards the third baseman. Vidalis out of the box, down at first, and she's safe. Beats it out. Infield single. Great play there by the third baseman, Gutierrez. But the speed kills. Monologue comes into play again as Vidalis quickly out of the box and gets her first hit of the night. The infield single. And that brings up to bat number 16, Carrie Sanford. 1 for 2 on the night with a base on ball. She scored 2 runs, has an RBI. She steps in here with 1 out in the bottom of the sixth and a runner down at first. Vidalis from the left side steps in, and Carmona delivers. And she'll bunt it out in front of the plate, and you're not going to get Carrie Sanford on that play there any day of the week. Sanford with another bunt single. 2 hits on the night for Sanford, and 2 runners aboard. A beautiful bunt there from Sanford. Moves Vidalis up to second. 2 runners on now with 1 out here in the bottom half of the sixth. And in steps number 34, the third baseman, senior Michaela Wesley. Wesley reached on a fielder's choice in her last at-bat. Came around to score a run. Steps in here with 1 out. Runners on first and second in the bottom half of the sixth inning. Vidalis down at second. Carrie Sanford down at first. The pitch from Carmona. And Michaela Wesley just behind it. Slaps it foul down the first base line. Out of play for strike one. 0-1 countdown. No balls, 1 strike. Wesley will take a time, step out of the box, and reset. The 0-1 pitch. And Wesley hits it past the diving second baseman into right center field. Around third is Vidalis. Sanford all the way to third. She'll be held up there. And now Michaela Wesley will take off to second, slide in safely as the ball gets past the shortstop, and that'll score Sanford from third base. A great delayed takeoff there by Wesley. Give her the single and an RBI. Sanford around to score. One out. And a beautiful piece of hitting there. A single for Michaela Wesley. 10-3 now the score. And we'll have a courtesy runner. Pinch runner in for Wesley at second base. It's going to be number 5, Bella Diaz, the junior utility player, in to run. At second base for Michaela Wesley. Up to bat is number 2, the senior left fielder, Kaylin Westbrook, back batting from the left side in this at-bat. She struck out in her last 2 at-bats, had a single in the second inning. 1 for 3 on the night. Steps in here with 1 runner on second base, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Westbrook slaps this one back to the mound. Carmona fires the first. 1-3 on the putout as Bella Diaz moves up to third base. Gabby Cabrera steps in now, the right fielder. Gabby 1 for 3 on the night. Reach base on an error back at her second at-bat. Was caught stealing, but singled in her last at-bat. Stole second base and then scored. Had an RBI on her single as well. Takes the first pitch, an off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Cabrera. She steps in with 2 outs and a runner on third. 10-3, the Patriots lead it over the Cougarettes by 7. Cabrera from the right side steps back in. The 0-1 pitch, high for ball 1. 1-1 now, the count to Cabrera. The change up in there for strike 2 as Cabrera takes it. Now a 1-2 count to Cabrera. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. In the bottom of the 6th, the pitch. And Cabrera fouls it off back over the backstop, out of play. Stays alive in the at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bella Diaz, the pinch runner for Michaela Wesley, down at third base. Got to expect a change up here from Carmona, and it is. Swing and a miss by Cabrera for the strikeout, and the inning ends for the Patriots, but not before they push across. 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. After 6 innings, it's 10-3. Eastview leads it over New Braunfels Canyon. We'll be back with the 7th inning of Patriots softball here on SHN. We go to the top of the 7th. The Cougarettes down to their last 3 outs here in game number 1 of this 3-game series. It's slated between the Cougarettes and the Patriots. Due up are the 9 1-2 hitters for the Cougarettes: Nizer, Vestal, and Crow. Nizer 1 for 2 on the night with a single and a pop out. Emery Aguilar back in the circle, the sophomore. That's come in since the third inning in relief of Garrett and pitched to Jim tonight. Patriots trying to finish things off here in the top of the seventh. The first pitch is high for ball one to Nizer. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Maldonado fields it. The throw across the diamond for the putout. 6-3 to Moses. And Nizer down for out number one. That'll bring up Harley Vestal, the right fielder. She's 1 for 3 on the night. A pop out, a double, and a fielder's choice. She reached on a fielder's choice. Stole second base, but was caught stealing when she overslid third base. And Michaela Westlake applied the tag. Vestal steps in here from the left side. Now down to their last 2 outs are the Cougarettes. First pitch is low in the dirt. Good scoop there by Rodriguez. Ball one, 1-0. Corners charging as Vestal turned to bunt there. Folded back for the ball. Back in from the left side, and the 1-0 pitch. Slapped into left field for a base hit. Westbrook fields it, throws it in. Vestal down to first base with a 1-out single. Her second hit of the night, now 2 for 4 in the ball game. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Hannah Crow. She's 1 for 2 on the night with a base on balls, a strikeout, and a single. Scored a run. Credited with a stolen base back in inning number 3. Steps in here from the left side with 1 out. And Vestal down at first base. Pitch gets away from Rodriguez. The wild pitch allows Vestal to move down to second base. 1-0 the count to Hannah Crow. The left fielder for the Cougarettes. The 1-0 count. And slapped foul back into the backstop. 4 strike 1. 1-1 now, the count to Crow. The 1-1 pitch from Aguilar. In there, 4 strike 2. Crow finally back in the box. The 1-2 pitch. Just high for ball 2. 2-2 now, the count to Hannah Crow. The 2-2 pitch gets away from Rodriguez, and Vestal moves up to third base. Another wild pitch for Aguilar there. And Vestal moves up. 3-2 count now. Full count to Crow. One out here in the top of the 7th. The payoff pitch. Slapped foul out of play by Crow. She stays alive in the at-bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch, slap foul down the third base line. Three and two, still the count to Hannah Crow, the left fielder for the Cougarettes. Full count, 1 out. Here in the top of the 7th, the Cougarettes trail by 7. Down to their last 2 outs. Aguilar with the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called, and Hannah Crow down looking for out number 2. Nice pitch there by Emery Aguilar, her 3rd strikeout of the night. And that'll bring up Kat Kuhn, the center fielder. She is 2 for 3. She has a double and a single, 2 RBIs. Steps in here from the right side with a runner down at third, Vestal. Patriots need 1 more out to seal the deal. This pitch just low and outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Kuhn. Ground ball down to Moses at first. 3 unassisted for out number 3. And the Patriots are victorious in game number 1 of the scheduled 3-game series between the Patriots and the Cougarettes. Quick break. Be back with some final numbers and sign off. You're listening to Patriots Softball on SHN. Back here at Patriot Park, where the Eastview Lady Patriots are victorious in game number 1 of the best of 3 series between the Eastview Patriots and the Canyon Cougarettes. 10-3, the Patriots are victorious. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. 3 runs, 8 hits, 4 errors for the Cougarettes. They left 7 runners on base. The Patriots had 10 runs on 10 hits, no errors, and 6 runners left on base. Give a lot of credit to sophomore Emery Aguilar, who came in and pitched a great game in relief in the 3rd inning in place of Bethany Garrett. She gave up 4 hits, walked 2, and struck out 3. Aguilar did a great job coming in tonight for the Patriots. For in the circle tomorrow night. Game 2 is scheduled at 7 p.m. at Canyon High School, but Mother Nature may have something to say about that. So stay tuned. The softball Twitter page, there will be updates there on the Facebook page, and we'll try to retweet it out through SHN and keep everyone apprised of what we can. But KXAN is forecasting more rain tomorrow and Saturday, and so as it sits right now, the Patriots lead the series 1-0 with Game 2 tomorrow night at Canyon High School with weather pending. Stay tuned and keep up to date, and we'll try to bring it to you live no matter what happens here with the Eastview Lady Patriots softball team. Thanks for listening tonight. Have a good evening.